Hello, welcome. Let's today work a little bit on some more generic stuff, and then tomorrow we will go back to the game and the volumetric stuff. But today I want to hopefully finish 3.2, which is basically just a little like 3.2 basically, which is mostly bug fixes, polishing and cleaning up this with the component factory more or less. There might be some other, there's I think one other thing I wanted to look at, but it's mostly the it's mostly the component stuff that I want to get sorted. So yeah, let's get right into it. So what I'm thinking is, this is fine, right? But I think what I will do is I will have a different type here. So because, where is it? I had it somewhere. Yeah, exactly. So basically the raw property grid editor is a void. Well, actually it's a bool function, I think, where we basically take nothing. And then we have another one where we have a serialize. I know what I wanted to do. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can't remember. So that's start, and we take a const. Well, actually, we just take a file system. Like that, right? I think. Now we have to deserialize, which is basically that. And we initialize them to 0. And yeah, I think that's mostly it. And then we have the factory, which is something different. So that one is basically this, which I think it should work, right? We should be able to bind that like that. Although, hold on, no, that doesn't really work. Do we need the component maybe here? We might, right? Well, unless... Wait a second, can we... Let me think. No, we can't. We definitely need the component here as well, right? I think in the old version we as well had the component here. Entity registry. So for the serialize, god damn it, where is it? Oh, we had T colon deserialize. It was called on the instance, right? So yeah, we had basically a void pointer. I mean, actually, can we not? Can I not just store deserialize? And deserialize. Then we can we call that on a void pointer? No, right? Because I need to cast it beforehand. Probably. So maybe we want to have a void pointer here. And then we basically have that again. God damn it, I should have just kept it. Okay, so that is a void star. And here for serialized, that's const, right? Then this works. This works. Not quite sure if I need to do that or maybe, right? And then for the create here on here, exactly, we have a create function like that currently. Which we maybe get rid of. What if we actually hold on? Actually hold on. For the serialized that works, right? But I mean, for deserialized it might work as well. I mean, that would be so much easier if I had a base component, right? That I can just cast from. Maybe we do that. Maybe just do virtual base component. Default. Right, and then requires we can make a concept maybe. Do we need that? Let me think. No, not necessarily. So we probably don't even need a type ID per se if it's non-transient, right? So if we are non-transient, we go in here and then we actually create a component metadata here. We don't need any of that if we are transient, we don't need any of that crap. We might not even need this branch here, but whatever. we should definitely get that like that. Now we can fill that out. So by default we are definitely transient, right? Showing editor force is transient to true by default, I would say. Because then, yeah, flags and everything is like not saved. So we do that. Why did I want to do that? Oh, because yeah, if we are non-transient, then we should assert that SCD is base off. Because what does that allow us to do is... Does it actually help? Hold on. Let me think. I mean, it doesn't really help, maybe. Actually, it probably doesn't help at all. I mean, this change is still good. But I don't think it actually helps at all. How can I do that? All of that kind of works, or should work. It's really just the other thing, which is like the creation. Which is like a little bit of a problem, I would say. Oh, it's first entity registry, then ID. Okay. It's like that. Then JSON value, which is unfortunate because that shouldn't be a thing, right? It's that thing that is the problem, right? Yeah. It's like how to solve that part is a little bit pain. Let's see how far we get. We probably have a bunch of compile errors. Oh yeah, with all the registers we will have a compile error. What? Okay, yeah, I mean, that makes all sense. Let's actually make that public again. Do we need to do some other stuff private? Oh, it's like all of that should be actually public. Never mind. I kind of made too much private anyways. And then by default here, let's call factory 40. Because we kind of need that. And then let's see where we end up. Maybe it's actually not worth it rewriting that. I have no idea. Component panel. Let's not do that for now. End child, begin child. Don't do that. I don't know. Let's just ignore that for now. Entity registry. Entity and JSON. Yeah, what's your problem? The hell is going on? Why is that static actually? I don't think. I mean, okay, for now let's leave it static. But okay, I mean, then we probably have to initialize it, right? I mean, that's definitely something. But even then, that is probably not the thing. What the? A member of class template cannot acquire a function type. Sure. What? What? A member of a class template. I love template errors. It's so easy to read. None. Okay. I mean, I guess we can always have... Oh, it's like that, right? God damn it, I think it is. Yeah. Because we need to be a callable object, right? So I think that was the mistake. Yeah, okay. You don't like that, right? So what would work, right, is if I have template type name t bool serialize. Then we just have that in there. Do the same with deserialize. Just that that's void, that's const. Like that. And then we have another one, which is the draw. Damn it, I should replace this of course as well. As this doesn't work. So this one is the address of serialize. Deserialize. Okay, alright, let's make it static. I think I want to get rid of the staticness of this thing, but it's fine. Okay. What is your problem? Ah. It's this one. Is serialize really okay. But the draw imgo is one that is not. Oh, it's void as well, okay. It's probably a mistake. Okay. Cannot convert from void to T reference. Okay. Why would that be a void? What is the is empty? Is that the thing or what I think it might be? Okay, yeah, I think it is. So or is there a non-empty one? What does that mean is class? Whatever. I think it's this, right? And then requires this to be empty. And then we can do that and don't return anything. That should hopefully now work, right? Because the transient component is just a flag. Okay, that was interesting. If I do that, okay, it's still size 1, okay. So it doesn't really matter. But that's nice because I think we had some other, like the selected component, right? That one, I think I can do that now as well. Perfect. So we fixed already one thing, which is good. Okay, yeah, that was kind of obvious. Oh, well, okay, that is definitely something we have to kill. What did we use that for? Ah, for the pop-up. I see. Well, we can get that from our component registry. Okay. So I think we have a component here, otherwise that wouldn't work, right? So we definitely have some components added. Let's see if deserialization works, right? Probably it doesn't. Because I mean, let's be honest. There is no way that works. Yeah, exactly. So I mean, the component factory has entries. The component ID is something. Is it wrong, maybe? Test scene, light sector. Yeah, that was garbage, right? But is it right away the first one that dies? Probably, right? Okay, no. 5C something. I should copy that. Oh my god. What are you? That's a transform. Isn't that already a transform as well? Okay, so maybe it is the first one that actually, yeah, it's the first one that, okay, but what is my component factory transform thing? Don't I have a I do have a transform. But why is it a different ID? Oh wait, it's this. Because we saved it with the wrong IDs. Perfect. Not. So I guess for now what we can do is runtime to static get ID. And then we get that, and that might work. And we definitely need to resave that. Because we saved it with the wrong data or what? Unfortunate. But that happens, I guess. But that's already a very good sign. I mean... Oh, okay. Holy. Really? I just made it work like that. And I fixed my spherical light as well, or what? And my spotlight. Oh my god. I'm on fire. I am on fire. Alright. That was unexpected. But I would want to clean that up a little bit. So what I would want... How do I do that? Because I don't really like the idea of me having this factory here. But I'm not sure how to solve that in any other way. I mean, basically what we would probably want is... That's all a bit shit, not gonna lie. We could use STD maybe to get it out. But then how do I cast that, right? I mean, maybe that's the best way. Because I think that would be at least... That's 64 in size though. It's like insane. versus a void pointer, which gives it for free basically. The problem, yeah, there's a couple of issues with that, right? Well. Because even that one, like both of those, we probably want to run over the factory. I mean, maybe that one not, because we cannot get it anyways. But even that might be interesting to get. Like a factory for it. I don't know. We might not be able to finish that today, not gonna lie. 'Cause that's not so straightforward. Oh yeah, I wanted to... Maybe we do that first, because it's actually kinda important. So why do we have that here, but okay. We can have that here. I don't know if I actually want to have it like that though. Maybe I would prefer it if it's static. And I think I would want to have a bool returned. And then here probably... deserialize. Ah, we take in an object here, right? Oh, we as well return a bool. You could as well do a namespace. Because then you can put it wherever you want, maybe, instead of the type. I don't think it matters, actually. And then we basically have this here. Then we basically have as well void read, where we have template compile time string name type name t. Does that make sense? Hold on. On the stream, maybe not, right? Well, actually, yes, I wanted to have the stream here. But yeah, be right back. I need to get something to drink and yeah, quick bathroom break. And how long is the music still? Okay, still a lot of time. Be right back. Forgot the drink. Be right back. All right. Some fresh caffeine. To get some ideas. Yeah, so let's actually revert that because that's not really needed right now. I mean, I think I want to change that, but let's not do everything at once. I mean, we definitely do that because that's ugly. Let's see. So what I really would want to probably do is make that private. And then we have here template compare times string name and a type name t, and we have a void read. Or we take a t out value const, and if and then here we do read, or we need the read raw, right? Is it? Oh, it's do read, right? Yeah, here. So that's base. Oh, do we need that? Oh, that's painful. How do I even do that? Can I even do that? That's a good question. Can I do that in lowman JSON? Read to jar. But does this work? Okay, so I mean, that's the parse, but I kinda have a stream in the background there, right? Because all of that is fine. But here we have a fire stream, right? And we read that, which is fine as well. But then we convert that to a JSON, right? And I'm wondering if I can do that. deserializes an input stream to a JSON value. How does that work? So we have a string stream. What? Yeah, but can I get that then? I would want to read manually out of the stream, right? Maybe that doesn't actually work what I wanted to do. We don't necessarily need to read the key, right? Well, in this case, we definitely don't need to read the key. But in the JSON case, I don't think we can read that as strings. Even if it's not a string, right? How could we? Get binary. But what does that do? Well, that's get, right? So we might be able to put that here. We could put a breakpoint here to see where we end up and see if we can do something. Yeah. Where is my private thing? Oh, let's get rid of all of that again. Yes, stop building. Thank you. Just that is the only change for now. Because once I have cleaned that up, I think the interface for the component would be nicer as well. But yeah, we kind of have to do a lot there. I mean, I could as well change all the serializers to work with the map. Does that help me maybe? okay. Whatever, let's do a rebirth. No, I don't think it actually helps me, never mind. It basically boils down to the same thing. Oh, I still have to be right back. Oops. Yeah. Well, I am back, yeah. That is true. But already quite some time ago. Hello, hello. I hope you had a great week. Yeah, and hope you have a even better weekend ahead of yourself. Thanks for dropping in again. Always appreciate it. We are today trying to get the next version of the engine. Again, like smaller bug fixes and polish of features done before moving back to the game. Because yeah, there was a lot of progress on the APIs of the engine and stuff like that with like going public. Got a little bit of feedback here and there, right? And as well discovered a couple of things that I assumed, which of course were not correct. What are we loading here? Name, which is a string, and we don't have that. Okay, that's fair. What else do we get there? We get a file path as well. Do we get anything interesting? I mean, oh, we get a vec2 here as well, which might be interesting, right? Because okay, let's see what happens if we do a get binary here. Does it even work? I mean, that probably doesn't work, right? We can't get binary into that array, right? That doesn't make a lot of sense here. So what is the get binary? Oh, it's a... Oh, that's actually not so bad. That might actually be kinda good. Because I guess that is that might be a very like okay, now we can do get to. I don't really care, but I mean, that is basically what I would want it to be, I think. I can't specify the size here, which is a little bit byte container with a subtype. The question is that worth it? Wouldn't it be easier if I just make a map? It probably would be. Okay. Type must be binary, but is not, I guess. Okay. Unfortunate. So what is it? Oh, it's a type object, okay. Hexadecimal. But I mean, why is that not working, right? I mean, it's here. Man, I would want to get that as a binary. That would be so nice. Okay. That's all unfortunate. All right. So the question is, how can I fix that, right? I mean, one thing is the serializer, one thing is what we serialize to. So maybe we spread that or separate that. Maybe we separate that from each other. And we have a serialize and we have like the actual file in the background, right? So instead of having here that, right? We have serializer here, and that one basically just has the high level information. Then we can write that to different formats. Maybe that makes the most sense. But then how would we... How would we nest things and stuff like that in this? Do we nest things even? That's the other question. Maybe we don't. Maybe we just don't care for now and we just keep it as we have it. for this version of the engine. That's the problem, right? It's a little bit disgusting, not gonna lie. Again, we might as well keep out the factory from the registry. We might move that out to its own class. We might actually do that, because that's not such a bad idea. Have like here a component factory or something like that. Can be a class. Well... basically this, right? Create component from data function T. Using create component from data function T. Or like, it's probably that, right? It is unfortunately that, because I don't know how to get that out in any other way. Oh, that's what I wanted to do with the base component, right? Because that would help, definitely. But if we have... like that, then we could have a virtual bool. Do we even need that? No, right? We can't just have a virtual base component default. destructor like that. Or do we need the function for deserialize and serialize? Because my idea would be that we basically have a create function that just creates one of those, right? And spits out a base component. But is that worth it? Maybe not. Maybe that's fine, right? To have it like that. Maybe we just do... Hold on. I might be onto something. So we do this one, which is just that. We don't do anything here. That one is really just return a component T. Like that, maybe? Does that actually help us in any capacity? Probably not. God damn it. God damn it. Let me think again. So, because what I wanted to do is... I mean, yeah, basically do that. Like this, maybe? Do we need that? No, right? It can't just be like that. And then we have as well this one where we create it and call the registry. And then we have the same thing just with data, right? And then here we have a or the other one basically. Is that unfortunate? Yeah, kinda. Could that be somehow here? Probably. We could maybe do a struct. Maybe that works if we do a virtual pool. Does that work? No. Well, hold on. Maybe it does. Because if I do a virtual void create, the virtual void create with basically that, right? And then here we do this as a template, type name T, and then we inherit here from the public iComponent meta. And then we need to create those two members. Then does that help us? Not really, right? I mean, maybe. Because we could have here entity. Do we need an entity ID here? Not necessarily. But that doesn't really help in any shape or form. The base component would help there again. Maybe we really need a base component, I don't know. I'm trying not to add it, but maybe I think it would make a lot of things easier. Because if I have if I have a base component here, then we can have here the virtual base component, default, and then that's mostly it, right? And then this one can return a base component. But we would need to create a base component pointer. Which is not really what I would want. Again. But it would have it would help a little bit maybe. But does it really? Because I mean that's fine as well, I guess. Hello, hello, thank you for the raid, Sadashaw. Hello everyone, we are trying currently to build or like polish a little bit our entity component system. Welcome, welcome. I think we get rid of that again. Don't think it's that useful. The component factory might be useful. But yeah, let me quickly compile and show where we are. It's going good, it's going good. Let me quickly build it and hope that I didn't break too much since the last build, but I think reverting that should have done it. It's available already on a public GitHub repo. If anyone wants to try it, feel free. But I don't take any guarantees that it works, and we are currently trying to get the new version out, which fixes a couple of smaller mistakes that kind of sneaked in so far, always in between versions. Mostly some fixes to the lighting, as well as serialization and deserialization of entities are fixed. Yes, I do. I think exclamation mark Onyx should bring you to the repository. And there is the engine source code, and as well on the same account there is a template, GitHub template project that you can clone, and that should hopefully be one where you can have like your own game if you don't just want to have the engine, because that repository is just the code, like the source of the engine. So yeah, so what we have is, please don't break, yes. So we have like this, right? Yeah, this is a super simple level currently because I needed to test the lighting. But yeah, we have like light culling here. If I turn that on here, you can see like the different, let's say clusters where light gets put in depending on the distance to the camera. Yeah, so that was like some change that I tested here. And we of course have, oh well, I broke my component panel today because yeah, as I said, I'm rewriting the entity system a little bit. So we cannot change entities currently. But I'm curious, can I load the other scene? No, right? Because I killed it. Well, unfortunate. And there is where render graph editor here. That one might crash now. No, actually it should work probably. Don't think I changed that. Yeah. So we have the render graph, which is basically where you can set up your render pipeline for your game. So as you can see, we have like a static path, like the editor grid, which we currently don't see, the sky, composite tone mapping, and then we go out into the render path for ImGUI. And we as well have, similar to Unreal, shader graphs, which you currently don't see because I don't have a level for it, but this one is a 3-planar shader here, where we sample 3 textures. You can build your own shader in... So I started effectively I started really working on it exactly 1 year ago. There was a little bit of code already there, but like really on the engine I started a year ago, and then on this editor I started August last year. August last year. So it's coming close to a year now for both like the engine and the editor. But yeah. Oh, cool, that doesn't work. Interesting. I can't move my... something with the input is deregistered somehow when I left the view. Okay, well, whatever. Something more to put on the list to fix today or tomorrow. Let's see, how do we... I mean, the one cool thing that got recently added is I think I wrapped around the entity component system quite nicely. Let me quickly give you a heads up how that works. So, I mean, you register components, that's pretty usual. And then each of your like game modules. So for example, here currently I have only one, but like other systems register modules as well. Can register systems here, for example here the lighting, right? Or like, yeah, let's go for the free camera, right? The free camera registered system to the entity component system. And then you register here your free camera system, which is this thing, right? But instead of having to go to the scene, get your entities and stuff like that, you just create like this thing, which is basically an entity query, where you say you want all entities with a free camera controller transform and a free camera runtime component. So that's like the access that you need. So only entities that have those 3 components get returned. And you only need read access to this one, and those you want to write to, right? Because if it's const, then it's a read access. If it's not const, it's a write access. And then you just pass that as a parameter to your function. And you can have other parameters as well that are predefined. You don't need to have that, right? You can leave that out if your system doesn't need it. But this one needs it. And then you get the dependency injected into your call. So you see that I just register it here. I just define the parameter, and you will get an entity, and it will loop, it will call the system for every entity in the frame that fulfills those criterias. And then you can do your stuff, and the next entity gets called, and so forth and so forth. And you don't need to care about anything about getting the entities and stuff like that. You just define the system that you want to run on. And so that's one way. So this one, you get one entity per call, right? But there are some systems that maybe are not really optimal to do like that. So for example, the lighting, because we want to create a buffer for the rendering, it would be very inefficient to do that one at a time. So you can as well do a query, and you say, give me all spotlights and their transform as read access. And you don't say entity, you say entity query. So that's like the difference, right, between entity and entity query, and then the entity query is like all of them at once, and you can loop yourself. And that way we can do everything in one go without like needing to increment like the array multiple times, right? We initially, like, we instantly know, okay, there's 50 entities, so we can allocate 50 entries in the array and stuff like that. So that's pretty nice already. But yeah, I currently want to polish it a little bit more, like not that specifically, but what I'm currently working on today is there are some components that I want to, if you add them, so a good example is actually in the scene, I think, in the scene editor. So when I add a free camera and a free camera controller for like the editor camera, I would want that as soon as I add this component, another component gets automatically added, because they kind of depend on each other, and currently I don't have a dependency system. Because if we go to the free camera system again, is it here? No. Or was it? Ah, here. So, or is it? Somewhere we add that. Ah, here. Yeah, exactly. So here we have like on free camera controller added, right? And then we add that component, and this one is currently a little bit ugly done because we register it on the scene itself, and if we reload a new scene we need to attach that again, and that's not really what I would want to have. So I would want to have at the place where I register my free camera controller, which is in game core, okay. So exactly here, when I register this camera controller here, I would do, the plan is to have like a factory where you can define a factory function, right? So you basically get called when you get created, and you have your entity here that you get created on, and then you can say entity add component free camera, right? That would be the idea. Because then regardless of the scene and stuff like that, you always get that added. And we don't need to redo it for scenes and stuff like that. So that's what I'm currently trying to figure out how to solve in a nice way. But I don't think we will get that today, because there is so much stuff that I would want to address and look at and do, and only so little time. So I think the component factory itself already works. The question is, how can I do that? One second. I need a different playlist. All right. Let's see, how can we solve that? So yeah, if you're interested in general engine work, feel free to follow. I usually stream, currently it's more Wednesday to Sunday. Saturday and Sunday I stream from 2:30, so tomorrow there will be a stream at 2:30. Maybe actually I might start earlier tomorrow, but let's see. And during the week, so from Wednesday to Friday, it's usually from 7:30 to 10. Yeah, so that's about it. And then, yeah, if you want to check out the engine source code, feel free. I'm open for feedback. It's not like I'm claiming that it's perfect in any way. And again, it currently as well runs only on Windows, so it compiles on Linux, but there is no windowing system for Linux because I'm not using glfw. I wrote like the window wrapper myself for Windows. That is something that might change though, to be honest. I am considering changing that we are not relying on, or that, yeah, that it's like easier because to maintain, right, if I use a free available thing. So that should do it. What is that? No, that's the factory function, right? Factory function T. So that's basically that. Type name component T. Then that's that. Does that not work? Okay, maybe it doesn't work like that. Probably not because... Ah, where? Yeah, okay, now it works. Good one. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I clicked somewhere where I didn't want to click. Let's see. So that would be the component factory. So we do that. And I mean, basically it would be getting rid of that. Say component factory, or like factory, let's do that. Factory for now. Do we really want to make that static? Nah. I mean, probably... It probably should be static though. Let's make it static now, for now. It's easier that way. For now. And then we will see if we can... I don't think I want to keep that static. Factory like that. And then this one is factory T as well, but we as well forward factory function. We might want to have this as like a type def, right? But whatever. And then we as well register the component here. because we want to do that. And then, let's see. We could do... Actually, let's try that right away, right, with this one. So, instead of doing that, we say factory for this component. And can I do that is the question. Free camera controller. Is that not it? So it's entity registry. Oh, it's first entity ID. Is it really? Did I flip that or didn't I do... Yeah, okay, I flipped that. Okay, so then that should work, right? That should work now. Entity registry, entity ID, and then my T. Then we can say registry, add component to entity. Or like, I mean, I guess we can do a copy of that. Okay, maybe not. Wait, is it entity registry or entity registry T? It's entity registry T. That's this, and then here we do emplace or replace exactly. So that works. Okay. It's not good. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. And then we emplace or blah that. And that's good enough. Right. We don't need to register it here yet. Because that doesn't really matter. And then in... where did we do that? Scene editor. At the top. Or not at the top? Where was that? God damn it. Or was it at when we loaded the scene? Ah. We still have it open here to find results. Yes. So I think on free camera controller removed, where we don't really need that per se. I mean, maybe, right? But let's see. I mean, yeah, we can actually do that differently. Where? Hold on. Nope. Go back. One step back. Because I want to take that. Alright. Scene go away. Even though, I mean, actually, maybe. Let me think. No, I don't want to have it there. No, never mind. It's good that we remove it. So on game core here. We can so we do that basically. And that should famous last words still work. Let's try it. If that works, that would be nice, but maybe it doesn't. What? What? What is cannot convert factory. But why? What's your problem? Entity ID. Oh, wait. Did I make the same mistake again? Wait, hold on. Huh. Where? I mean, I guess we can flip it, right? It doesn't really matter. Oh, we don't need names here. And then factory function here. That is first registry, then entity, then component. Then here as well, first that, and that. All right. So, I mean, it definitely can compile about, complain about that. Unfortunate, still not good enough. Ba, ba, ba. What is your... Doesn't it like a lambda maybe? Is that the thing? That it doesn't really like expect 0 arguments provided 1. What? Let's see. Does that work? Probably not, because we didn't change anything. Yeah. Cannot convert. Fascinating. Oh wait, there's one thing for sure that we need, which is we need to initialize that. Entity registry, whatever. And that is a component factory. Don't think that is will make it magically work, but yeah, I think it's probably that it doesn't like. Maybe I can do that, I don't know. Don't think it will magically work because of that as well, because the type should be fine. Although, unless I'm forwarding the type wrong. Yeah, no, that's what I thought. No matching. Fascinating. Entity registry T, entity ID, and a T reference. And then it says it cannot do that because that's not the same. Oh wait, oh my god. How did that happen? How did I have a reference here? Better. Deserialize. Oh. Same mistake again. Okay, almost. Why is that so disgustingly aligned? And then we have I mean, that looks fine. Oh, both of them fail because of the capture. What? Okay. I mean, okay. Might be able to get around that. Maybe. But I think we will do that tomorrow because I'm a little bit tired already. But yeah, that would be interesting to get around that. Maybe that was all not worth it, but I mean, at least I'm getting away from end, which is a little bit better. Because then we can easily replace it in the future if we want to. Because then I'm not really, except for the views and stuff like that, I'm not using it anymore. Yeah, I will look at that tomorrow. Thank you very much though for joining today. If you didn't follow yet, I would really appreciate it. we are back tomorrow at 2:30, and then we will finish that release, and then we go back to the volumetric terrain. For people that don't know, volumetric terrain basically a voxel terrain, so 3D geometry basically that you can in theory dig into and stuff like that for gameplay reasons and whatever. You have, like, if you know Minecraft, right, then that's that, but not in like a cubic shape. We actually extract a smooth surface out of it, and we want to move that to the GPU currently. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, thank you. Have a nice rest of your evening. Let's see, maybe we can stream, like, raid someone as well. Let me see who is there. Is there someone who does Vulkan? Usually I am the only person doing Vulkan, but maybe there is someone today. Or I get, hello? Why can I not filter? Hello? Oh, I can. Okay, so nobody Vulkan, then let's do C++ maybe. Is there someone? In the same category maybe. Oh, that's Russian, unfortunate. Then let's see what else is there. Is there maybe someone else? Otherwise, I guess we go. Let's read him. Yeah, let's do that. I never saw him. Let's try it. Thank you very much. Have a great rest of your evening. See you tomorrow. Thank you again for the raid. And yeah, hopefully I see some of you tomorrow. Bye bye.
Hey, how did, what?